What's up, YouTube? It's your man, Scotty, and this is another episode of Scotty Says. And today's episode focuses on dun 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 football. Yeah, it is NFL Division Weekend Sunday night, and it is time for the breakdown, the debrief, and the wrap up for the four division games this past weekend. And there were some good games now, but we got to start off with the game closest to my heart. My LA Rams went to the frozen tundra of Green Bay, Lambeau Field, to play the number one ranked offense, the Green Bay Packers. The number one seed played like a number one seed on Saturday. And even though my Rams put up a valiant effort, and I give them credit for the fight, they overall just looked to me to be a bit outclassed by the Pack. The Rams are a crippled team at this point in the season. Their very best player, AD 99, you could almost say was a shell of himself. He just wasn't able to generate the kind of ferocity and intensity and pressure that he's known for. He was basically a non-factor, with the exception of personal foul on him, which, was very costly, in fact. Helped keep a drive going, led to points for Green Bay. So he just wasn't right. And, I felt for him at the end of the game when you saw him streaming tears. I mean, he was streaming tears. But he'll be back next year, and I'm sure this is something that'll live with him and motivate him and inspire him to even bigger and better heights. But beyond AD 99, the team was just injury riddled. Cooper Kupp, contrary to what we had been led to believe all week long, did not play. Was a game day scratch. And so that was a big loss. And the quarterback, of course, the golfer, 2 weeks removed from reconstructive thumb surgery, pin still in the thumb, outdoors, cold weather game. And I gotta say, Jared Goff played pretty damn well. Okay? He played better than I anticipated that he would. And he didn't have any turnovers. He had good zip on the ball. I didn't see many fluttering ducks. I saw some tight spirals. I mean, he was still the golfer in places. But as I was making little game notes during the game, by halftime, the note I underscored was that the deficit was not something to pin at the feet of Jared Goff. It wasn't the offense that was the problem. The defense, the vaunted number one ranked Rams defense, just couldn't stop the Green Bay Packers. Could not stop Aaron Rodgers, who played like a savvy veteran, who played like a man who is about to be MVP of the NFL. And it may very well just be now, as we see the dust settle on this weekend, that for the first time since Kurt Warner in 1999, the man who won NFL regular season MVP and who wins Super Bowl MVP may just be one and the same. Aaron Rodgers. But I get ahead of myself a little bit. As for the game itself, the Pack looked strong. The Rams had fits and starts. There were periods of time where they looked good. They had a good run game going. There was a point in the third quarter where it felt like McVay had gotten the run game going and then went away from it. Inexplicably, they were just down a score. And, They're running the ball. They're moving the ball on the ground. And, McVay, as he often will do, strays away from the run, gets a little pass happy. And, a punt or so later, and the defense is unable to stop the pack, and the game's out of reach. But even into the fourth quarter, there was that tension because even though the Rams didn't ever really look like they were going to be able to take control of the game, they got it close enough to where if the defense could just put together a couple of stops and some miraculous play on offense, why we still could have pulled that game out. But again, that's that heart talking. See? And see, that's why I realized maybe I should renounce my self-proclaimed title as NFL expert because my heart gets involved. See, I knew intellectually that it was highly unlikely that the Rams would be able to go to Green Bay as constituted and beat the Pack. But because of the heart, because of my affection for the team, I created a scenario by which if this happened, if that happened, if this happened, and it all worked perfectly, then the Rams could win. And, I wouldn't have done that for two teams where I was objective. To give the Rams the benefit of all that doubt. So for the weekend, I went 2-2. And my son went 3-1. So maybe he's the expert. Shout out. But the Rams game was a hard game, and for him too, probably. That's the only one he missed. For me, the Buffalo-Baltimore game was a little bit of a hard game in a way because I really was hoping to see Lamar advance, and what I really wanted to see was because I was very confident KC would win their ball game. So what I was really hoping to see was a Lamar Mahomes matchup on Championship Sunday, right? Buffalo is a strong team, and so as for predictions, if Mahomes is injured, unable to play, or affected significantly, Buffalo will be able to walk through KC. They're a strong team. They're a legitimate Super Bowl contender. But if Mahomes is able to get his wits about him, because he was wobbling. Mahomes was wobbling, stumbling and wobbling. So if he's able to get his equilibrium and get his wits and get right, remember, can't get right? If he can get right, then I'm still going to go with KC to play to defend their championship in the Super Bowl over Buffalo next Sunday. And in the NFC, well, I grappled with New Orleans, Tampa Bay, but in the end, I picked that one correctly. I did pick the upset, the road team, Tampa Bay. I picked an old goat to defeat an old man, and that's what happened. And Drew Brees looked like an old man. They say this might be the end, and if so, adios, yo. But I think the magic runs out for Tampa next Sunday in Green Bay. Yeah, I think all the magic in the world, it's not going to save them next Sunday. But I will say this, wherever Tom Brady goes, some winning follows him, doesn't it? I mean, look at the Pats. And believe me, I have no love for the Pats. But look at them. They're just a messy shambles. A cesspool. And look at Tampa Bay. Why, they've been the epitome of lousy for almost 2 decades. And now look at them. playing in the championship game with Tom Brady. So it's two legends next Sunday in the NFC championship game. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. Who you got? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know. I think the magic runs out for the old GOAT. And I think it's going to be Green Bay KC Super Bowl. Anyway, I'm Scotty. This is Scotty Says.